The crew clean fish straight away. The smell of fresh meat has attracted the local dragons. Hunger is a strong motivator. They lost all inhibitions. They scavenge for bits of fish, such as heads and fins. Kitchen crew has to repeatedly chase them away.
To barbecue the fishes and the chicken tonight.
A special marinade is prepared for the fish.
Orang utan lagi masak.
Paul, the cameraman, pops in the kitchen for a brief lesson on local language.
How are you, Mr. Paul?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir.
Apa kabar ini?
Apa kabar?
Ya, kabar baik.
So, what should I say? I'm good.
Baik.
Bye.
Ayam goreng.
You know ayam goreng?
It is fried chicken.
And how do you say it in Indonesian?
Ayam goreng.
Ayam goreng.
Ayam goreng. Fried chicken.
Good.
With stomach empty, there's no time for more language lessons. Since its catastrophic eruption in 1883, Krakatau has been one of the best-known volcanoes in the world. So what made this eruption so famous?
You know, the Krakatau is eruption is the most one of the most powerful volcano in the world, and you just imagine that it's 8,000 meters high, including the under the sea.
When the island of Krakatau began a series of loud explosions on 20 May 1883, it had been dormant since 1680. The Krakatau island at the time was harboring three coalescing volcanoes, Rakata, Danan and Perbuatan, within a sunken caldera created during the 416 AD eruption. On 26 August, Krakatau begins to erupt in a series of titanic explosions. Ship captains report hails of hot pumice stones, choking sulphurous winds, and heavy ash falls. Continuous lightning leaps back and forth between the ash cloud and the sky. At 10 o'clock the following morning, the hollowed structure can no longer support the weight of the volcano, and the entire island collapses. Seawater rushes in and comes in contact with the remaining magma, producing the loudest volcanic bang in recorded history. The explosion is heard up to 4,600 kilometers away. The volcano hurls ash and pumice to a height of 50 kilometers. In total, 17 cubic kilometers of magma erupted.
After the eruption, all in Java was, almost in the whole Java and Sumatra was very dark for the whole week.
The collapse triggers a tsunami wave that in minutes obliterates the shores of Java and Sumatra with horrifying effect.
And the wave is very big. It's about between 25 to 30 meters high. And this is nobody escaped.
More tsunamis followed, 9 in all. Tsunami waves deluged more than 250 villages in western Java and eastern Sumatra, killing more than 36,000 people. Tsunami death occurred as far as 800 kilometers from the volcano. Inland villages, spared by tsunamis, were half buried in ash.
Just imagine if this tsunami happened today. I don't know how many people will be killed. It's going to be 100,000 of people will be died, maybe million.
The bulk of the 1,000-meter high mountain vanished from the surface of the earth. Where it had stood, the sea is 300 meters deep. The Krakatau collapse destroyed Danan and Perbuatan volcanoes and left only a remnant of the Krakatau volcano. The impressive cliff of Krakatau, the highest point of the volcano at 800 meters, rises steeply from the sea. Even today, rafts of pumice from the 1883 eruption, driven by currents, wash up on the black beaches here on Krakatau, as well as on other islands. This is a result of coastal erosion of the caldera. But the pounding sea waves also brought life to the lifeless caldera. Less than 2 decades after the island was blown to dust in 1883, Krakatau was again astonishingly covered in plant life, carried by winds, birds and sea. Despite its murderous nature, the eruption of Krakatau has become a mecca for biologists and geophysicists who come here to study the planet's evolution. Generally, colonization began by bacteria and cryptogamic plants such as fern, mosses and lichens. These primitive plants are hardly colonizers and usually precede seed plants. Plants eventually attracted herbivores, and they in turn attracted carnivores. Each of the Krakatau islands, separated by only a few kilometers, developed its unique forest dominated by different species. Oliana Krakatau is partly barren, but pine trees, bush, alang-alang, casuarinas, and big sea trees have gained a foothold on the eastern foreland of the island. Where volcano rules supreme, there is no vegetation. This is a zone of geophysical violence. The area is repeatedly affected by rock falls, pyroclastic flows, lava flows, toxic gases and ash falls. Barren are also 1996 lava flows. The intermittent zone between the forest and the cone is sparsely vegetated by small casuarinas, wild sugarcane, and small flowering plants. This is a front line where plants have to withstand continuous ashfall, bombardments from the crater, and subsequent fires. As the sun goes down, Krakatau wakes up with colors. At dusk, an ash-rich strombolian eruption blows ash and incandescent bombs. As the ash column rises, bombs roll down the cone's southern slope, swirling up a lot of dust. The beauty of twilight eruptions is that one can see both incandescent rocks and the roiling ash cloud rising from the crater. Oblivious to the looming volcano that is exploding every few minutes, half of the crew swim towards the boat. This is their campsite, falling asleep in the swinging boat and listening to the eruptions. Typical summit eruption clouds reach height above the crater between 0.5 to 1.5 kilometers and eject blocks 40 to 180 centimeters in diameter to distances up to 1 kilometer from the crater. Eventually, a silent ash venting takes over from the explosive period. More ash venting follows. Small lava fountains or red-hot rocks flare like a flaming torch.